So, with these last three episodes, it's good to hear that the family got some sort of closure, or at least I hope. We hear that the two people who are on trial for murder, or at least one of them for having some sort of association with this case and um, trying to tamper with the evidence. I hope the conviction stands. And if I remember, one of them did get charged with burglary and murder. So it's very interesting to hear, and I guess it's a shocker that this was a former student of hers. Um, so I'm assuming he kind of had a crush on her or something like that, like the host might have mentioned. But also, um, we heard how he was like at a party and he might have mentioned to someone while he was drunk that he committed like a murder that was heinous, and um I guess he just overall confessed to someone while being drunk. But they later came forward, I guess, if I remember, about that conversation he had with Ryan. I wish they would have said something earlier, but maybe they did. Um, because if I remember, I think they investigated him earlier, like 5 years ago. It was mentioned. And I guess another important thing that happened in these episodes was was very weird for the judge or the lawyer to do the gag order, because it can suppress information from a victim who wants to come forward. Because I guess from what we learn about a gag order, it kind of limits information, I think, from like coming out. Like um the press wasn't going to be able to have access to potentially, and it stops the whole transparency thing. And I guess another thing that one of the last episodes, so the two suspects and the gag order, but also, um, I guess it was that it's kind of interesting how in these situations when you're talking to the media, you can like slip up and say something that you don't want to say. Like when the officer had mentioned that he had multiple suspects when they were talking about like the orchard. So, um, in these situations when you're talking to the press, um, media, having the proper person to speak to media so that you don't slip up and say something that you don't want to say, or even if they give you a tricky question that you might spill, or even say something and about a ongoing investigation. So pretty much it.